Hey there, Saki here from Saki Tech, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 versus the Samsung Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus. So ever since the launch of the S9 and the S9 Plus, I've been bombarded with this one question more than any other question. Basically, people are asking me, and these people are Note 8 owners, and they're asking me if they should upgrade from the Note 8 to the Samsung Galaxy S9 or the S9 Plus. So in this video, I'm going to give you an exact answer to that specific question. So let's dive in and talk about it. Now, before we actually do dive in, I do want to let you know that the S9 should not even be an option to consider if you want to change from a Note 8 to the S9 lineup. That's because the S9 is a smaller form factor phone. S9 Plus and the Note 8 have a similar form factor. The S9 has a 6.2-inch display. The Note 8 has a 6.3-inch display, so within the same range as far as overall form factor. So all of the Note 8 owners are going to be okay with the S9 Plus. If you go to the S9, you're losing the camera. You're also losing the size. So we're not going to even consider the S9. So the real question is, should you upgrade from the Note 8 to the S9 Plus? So let's talk about that. So one thing is for sure, anybody that buys a Note phone buys it specifically for the S Pen. So I don't go to the store buying the Note 8 thinking about anything else but the S Pen. Now, if I didn't care about the S Pen, I would go with the S8 or the S8 Plus, right? But I didn't. I got the Note 8 because I wanted the S Pen. So it is crystal clear that the S Pen plays a predominant role when you're making a decision on buying the Note smartphones. So then my question to you would be, why would you want to upgrade to a smartphone that does not have an S Pen? And also a smartphone that is not that different from the Note 8. And we're going to talk about the differences between the Note 8 and the S9 Plus. But one thing I do want to touch on really quickly is that if you don't care about the S Pen as much as you thought you did when you actually purchased the Note 8, then you could consider upgrading to the S9 Plus. That is, if you're not using the S Pen, it's just sitting there, then maybe you should upgrade. Okay, that's because you're not using the S Pen. S Pen has a lot of functionality that makes you more productive, makes you feel better about having a phone with a stylus. So if you're not using it, then you can go to the S9 Plus if you have the money and the resources to do it right now. But if you do like the S Pen, and some people like it, don't use it, but still like to have it, then you should just stick with the Note 8 for now. So basically, the verdict on this question, shall I upgrade from the Note 8 to the S9 Plus, is no, you should not do that. Even if you did upgrade, here's all you're getting. The S9 Plus has a couple advantages over the Note 8 for now. And they are stereo speakers. S9 has stereo speakers, the Note 8 has mono speaker. The S9 Plus has a newer processor, and the S9 Plus has some camera improvements. It does have a dual camera just like the Note 8, but the cameras are now a little bit better. It's going to give you better low light performance, and also it's going to give you much better video performance. There's two things you're going to get on the S9 that you're not going to get on the Note 8, and that is you're going to be able to record super slow motion shots at 960 frames per second at 720p. On the Note 8, you can only do 240 frames per second at 720p. Now, the other thing is the S9 Plus is going to allow you to record at 4K at 60 frames per second, but again, the Note 8 only does it at 4K at 30 frames per second. So those are the only differences, and they're not that big, even though it sounds great. Stereo speakers, a newer processor, and camera improvements on the S9 Plus. However, in this case, something actually strange happens. When you switch from an S-class phone to a Note-class phone, you're actually losing something. It's the S Pen, it's gone. So again, everything comes down to that S Pen. I think all the Note owners that own the Note 8 as their daily driver, such as me, have that phone because we like to have the capabilities of the S Pen. Functions such as being able to utilize the Air command menu on your Galaxy Note 8. You can take notes and you can sketch in precise detail if you wanted to. You can even create a work of art using the S Pen. That's how precise it is. And of course, one thing I personally like with the S Pen is I can just navigate the phone using the S Pen. It gives me, for some reason, great pleasure to have. So basically, the presence of the S Pen gives you a new dimension of functionality that you cannot get on any other phone on the market. So all that stuff will be gone if you get the S9. And like I said at the beginning, the only reason people buy the Galaxy Note 8 over the S8 or the S8 Plus is because of that S Pen. And of course, the other thing is, that the Note 9 is not that far. Okay, so this is the sequence in which the phones get released. You get the S series, and then you get the Note series. Then you get the S series, then you get the Note series. But the Note series you're going to get in 2018 is going to be the best. It's going to be better than the S9 and the S9 Plus. If you have the Note 8 right now, I think you should be content with it because actually it's a great phone. But then I want you guys to skip the S9 Plus and then get the Note 9. That is if you do need an upgrade. Some people don't even need the upgrade. You can keep the Note 8 for the next couple of years. It'll be fine. But some people want the latest and the greatest. But if you are invested in a Note smartphone, just get the Note smartphone as an upgrade. Do not make the mistake of getting the S9 Plus, because then if you get the S9 Plus later, you're going to want the Note 9 when the Note 9 comes in, because you're going to miss your S Pen. And that's basically it. It's not a hard conversation. So the final verdict, as I said, is no. The Note 8 owners should not upgrade to the S9 or the S9 Plus. And of course, S9 should not even be a choice. But if you do own an S8 or an S8 Plus, you could consider upgrading. Again, in that scenario, you're getting stereo speakers, newer processor, and camera enhancements. And I'll be honest with you, even in that scenario of S8 to the S9 move, it's not that big of a deal. You're going to get a much greater upgrade when you get the S10 next year. So if you have an S8, S8 and S8 Plus are still flagship smartphones. It's not a joke. They're very good smartphones. All right, so I hope that answers the biggest question that I've been getting so far. So if you know anybody that is actually wondering about this, you can share this video and just let them know what I think about it. I am a Note 8 owner, and it's my daily driver for everyday use. So I can tell you, I can empathize and sympathize with people that do have a Note 8, and I can understand why they have it. Alright guys, so that brings us to the end of this video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Saki Tech for more videos to come. We're going to have in-depth coverage of the S9 and the S9 Plus if you want to see those. There'll be tips and tricks videos, and there's going to be full detailed comparison videos also with the Note 8 once I get my hands on the S9 and the S9 Plus. Anyway, for now, have a fantastic day. Oh, and before I go, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to let you guys watch the trailer for the Note 8's launch. So basically, sometimes we forget how great the phone is when you own it for 6 months, and then you get bombarded with the brand new commercials for the latest phones in the market, and you kind of forget about what your own phone was all about when it first came out. So right at the end of this me talking, the launch trailer of the Note 8 is going to start playing, which is kind of going to reinforce the fact that you're fine with the Note 8 for now. All right, guys, have a good day.
The phone that defined big just got bigger. Introducing the new Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Its design has evolved with a bigger infinity display, yet it fits perfectly in your hand. It refines your experience and redefines what you can do with a phone.
Okay, just 1 second.
The S Pen allows you to go further. Write down a memo while you're on a call, so you don't miss a thing.
Anything else? You getting all this?
Translate and convert at the tip of the pen. There can be words you don't agree with, but never words you don't understand. The S Pen also opens a whole new way to communicate. Create your own live message to express yourself in fun and unique ways. You can now start your day organized with reminders. And just double tap to edit again. Unlock the artist in you and bring to life what you can only imagine. The S Pen is also water resistant, which means it's ready whenever your ideas strike.
Where are you? I'm here. Okay, I'll send it to you now.
You can even capture your screen and add your thoughts, so your friends know exactly what you're thinking about. The Note 8 has a more advanced camera. It brightens your journey even under low light conditions. And with the new dual camera, not only do you get an outstanding portrait, but it also reveals the hidden story, and freely adjusts the background to focus on what really matters. Note 8 also has optical image stabilization on both cameras. Get closer, even on the move. It will keep steady to take a clear photo, and with 2x optical zoom, easily capture the scene without missing a single detail. With Samsung DeX, you can have a PC-like experience from your phone to your monitor. You can also launch 2 apps at once on the big screen to conveniently go through your everyday routines. No matter where, immerse yourself in every situation.
Hey Bixby, how many to go?
Bixby understands your commands. And it also translates and provides the information you need without typing a single word. With the Infinity display, enjoy the full cinematic experience wherever you are. The phone that defined big just got bigger.